What's up, everybody? Lead Meteorologist John Choquette here for an earlier edition of our 12 p.m. forecast. We got some storms that are going to get ready to roll here sooner than later, so we're going to jump right into it and possibly have to come back not too long from now for some live coverage. So let's just break it down. Hail, wind, tornadoes, oh my, it's the whole package here. We have the storm predictions that actually just upgraded to a moderate risk for storms across Texas. So we're going to break that down for you, what to expect along the I-35 corridor, along the I-44 corridor, even down to the I-20 corridor here for a possibly very active afternoon for early November. Who will possibly see some tornadoes? There is a risk for some long-lived strong tornadoes today. We will talk about that in a minute. DFW may be very close to that area as well. And of course, we'll kind of just touch on weekend expectations for what to expect tomorrow and into Sunday. Really, we're focusing mostly on today. So before we do that, we do have a couple upcoming events here. We still have college football happening. Tomorrow is going to be a big day for college football. The game that we're tailgating is not one of them, but that's fine. We like OU, and if you like OU or Baylor as well, come check us out at the tailgate here in Norman, Oklahoma. You get free food, free beer. You can hang out with us, watch the game, possibly watch the Tennessee-Georgia game if the OU game doesn't go well. And you can come hang out with us. And that is tomorrow. We only have one more tailgate left of that, and it's OU versus OSU in 2 weeks. So that should be super exciting. And also, right after that, I know Justin's got to get on a plane and fly to RoofCon in Orlando, Florida. Come check us out there. We got a booth. I don't think we're talking or anything, but we've got a booth there. November 6th to 8th, got Justin, Brandon, and Amy all going to that. So come say hi and check out what Hail Trace has to offer and what we got coming up here with 4.0 launching in January. Had me at food say. So what we got going on right now? Well, we got a bunch of rain here. Where you see all of this rain, this is a very potent cold front. Not racing, it's just kind of easing off to the south and east. We got a lot of rain streaming here to the north and east. Notice down here by Dallas, this is just some what we call warm air advection. So basically, it's very unstable. There's a pretty strong cap in the atmosphere right now in the Dallas area, and that is just keeping some light showers, but keeping that instability in place here for some storms a little bit later. Here in Oklahoma City, here at our office in Edmond, we had a pretty strong cold front come through here about an hour or so ago, and by now, temperatures went from nice and in the 70s to, I don't know, like 50 in about 5 minutes. So the cold front means business, but is not moving very fast yet, so that does open up that potential for quite a bit of severe weather today. We zoom out and you can see those temperatures here. That's strong gradient, 28 in Denver, which, I mean, that's not too crazy, but really it's in the upper 40s here just on the western side of the Oklahoma City metro, and it's still 70 at the airport, 74 in Dallas, and on top of that, it is very humid. This is very unusual for November, showing just the strength of this storm system. 71-degree dew point in Dallas, Texas, November 4th. That is very, very unstable, very humid, even just for like April. This is a pretty intense amount of instability, and that will lead to a lot of available energy for those storms. So that, what does that mean? It brings some hail, can bring some tornadoes and some strong winds. So that forecast instability here, this is showing quite a bit of CAPE. So again, you need that convective available potential energy for some large hail. Get over about 1,000, suddenly you're talking about bigger hail, and also that tornado risk as well. We'll get really peaks here closer to 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the storms are going to be about east of there. And then as we move into the evening hours, you can tell when the cold front comes because it just starts crushing all that instability as it starts to really pick up steam. The more rain there is, the more rain-cooled air there's going to be, and it helps make the cold front move faster, and that will impact Saturday's forecast as well. So looking at our significant hail model, what are we expecting here? Since there is that instability, we have the moisture in place, all of that stuff, we will see the potential for some bigger hail in the DFW area, and especially areas to the east, parts of southeastern Oklahoma, maybe even sneaking up towards the Tulsa area. And if we can get some isolated storms further to the south, places like Austin, San Antonio might be in play as well. As we push through the afternoon, notice the hail chances, they really peak earlier in the day, and once we get into the evening hours here, it really starts to kind of level off as we get not only storm mode gets unfavorable for hail, but also that available energy is going away quite a bit, so that'll minimize your hail potential. So what are we looking at for future radar here? I'm zooming in I-35 corridor from Oklahoma City down to just south of Dallas. So this is at 1 o'clock, about an hour or so from now. This model is pretty aggressive, showing a bunch of storms. It's really, honestly, what's happening is having a hard time trying to figure out where those storms are going to form. So we do see it around 1 in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There are some storms trying to form. There's some storms west of Oklahoma City. And as this model shows moving forward, by 3:30, we got some intense looking supercells here on the southeastern sides of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. But notice, it's 3:30, and a lot of these storms are already east of Dallas. These storms are already east of Oklahoma City, and they're actually impacting Tulsa, but I got the banner in the way on there. As we move further into the afternoon, another area of storms will form. This will be the cold front that pushes through the region. That can also cause some hail, definitely a lot of straight line wind potential, and the tornado threat will be mostly these guys here. So here's where your cold front is. This line of storms pretty much paralleling I-35 and up into Oklahoma. These are the guys we're going to have to watch out for potentially some strong tornadoes. Anything that is out ahead of the line, they will not be undercut by cold air of the cold front coming through, and that could lead to long-lived tornadoes. That's why the Storm Prediction Center is going as aggressive as they are for that tornado potential. By about 9 o'clock, things will start to be more prominently a squall line. That minimizes hail sizes, increases your wind chance, and also starts to minimize your strong tornado threat, though I think there will be some tornadoes sneaking along the line here as we push across the evening. By the time we get to the late night hours, notice by 2:30 in the morning, all of the rain, storms, and unstable weather will have already made it to the Mississippi River. So we were talking about that tornado potential. So this is the significant tornado parameters, and you're really seeing here it starts to maximize, again, by about 2 o'clock, very close to Dallas-Fort Worth. I think areas west, so you got I-35 and splits, right? You got to I-35 east to I-45, and then I-35 west. If you're along and east of I-35 east, you got to be real careful here, guys. This is probably the best part of the Metroplex that could see some tornadoes today, and again, they could be kind of strong, and they're moving fast too. These storms aren't going to be moving 5-10 miles an hour. They're going to be rocketing off to the northeast. So if there's a tornado, you're not going to have a lot of time for warning. So of course, keep a close eye on your phones. You know, if your phone, every phone and wherever you're at starts just exploding with the annoying noise, it's probably a tornado warning. So just keep an eye on that. So by 2 o'clock there, and then it really maximizes in the northern sections, the Red River area of northern Texas here about 4 o'clock or so. So keep a close eye on that. Again, I-30 corridor, so places like Sulphur Springs, for example, Mount Pleasant, Marshall, Texas, I think it's along I-20, but Texarkana, all those areas at risk between about 3 and 6 o'clock in the evening. And if we get any isolated storms down south along I-35 closer to Waco and Austin, we could see some tornadic activity as well. However, I think the cold front will kind of undercut some of that tornado potential as we push through the evening hours. And we get closer to 8 o'clock, so after dark, this could be some nighttime tornadoes getting close to the Shreveport area. 10 o'clock, possibly even into sections of Arkansas. This would really be more of a line of storms, so little spin-up tornadoes that you get little warning with, and then that really starts to wind down as we get towards the day on Saturday. So that tornado potential really maximizing here going into this evening. So what are we expecting max hail size here, at least what Hail Trace is thinking? I'm thinking about golf ball size hail is going to be your maximum size. There is, of course, as always, the potential I undershoot this and we get some crazy storm that decides to drop tennis balls. But overall, based on the instability available, the predicted storm mode, I think golf ball size hail is going to be a safe bet for your maximum hail size. And this is what we got for the hail forecast today. Where are we expecting that golf ball size hail most likely to be? Well, it's here in the orange, a little comma shape I got here. We could see some quarter to $50 size hail all the way up to maybe even Kansas City behind the cold front here. Even Wichita as well, but it's a low chance. Look at that low end chance across Kansas, possibly even up into Iowa a bit. Oklahoma City, I got you in a moderate chance of quarter to $50 size hail. Even though the cold front is moving through right now, I think there will be some storms behind that front that will be dropping some hail. Tulsa, you're in the same boat, except you might have that chance to maybe sneak in some ping pong ball size hail because you are still ahead of the cold front. Any isolated activity could have bigger hail with it. The biggest hail potential, though, I think will be pretty much from I-35 east over to the Shreveport area, and then parts of southeastern Oklahoma down maybe east of Waco, Texas, where you could see that up to golf ball size hail with any of those isolated storms that form, and potentially some tornadoes as well. So you got that moderate chance for Dallas-Fort Worth, moderate chance for Shreveport, and there's an off chance that we could see some hail way down at the bottom of the line of storms that forms this evening. So we have that low chance for San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, with probably San Antonio being the best chance of those three cities I just mentioned. So even zooming in, oh, it's raining here at the office right now. So we got storms trying to get going here in Oklahoma. Zooming in, you can see where I made that delineation pretty much along I-35 east. So you got all of Dallas in here. So probably from Arlington east is your best chance of getting the hail bigger than $250 size. So places like Fort Worth and White Settlement, Denton, more likely that quarter size hail because storms might be forming right on top of you, and then they strengthen by the time they get to Dallas and get larger as we move further to the east. So we're going to break down that city